Live from Southwest Florida's news source, Fox 40 News at 10.
4 in your corner, still tracking the tropics, keeping a close eye on a disturbance that could affect our weather as early as tomorrow. Let's go ahead and send it back to Storm Shield forecaster Tony Sadiku, taking another look at our weather. Tony?
Yeah, Lisa, absolutely. National Hurricane Center really continued to look at this system very carefully now over the next coming days. It's looking a little bit better on satellite radar, but still struggling to really define itself. This has been the storm without a name for about a week now, and we continue to track it because whether or not this becomes Hermine, this is still likely to cause some impacts, at least here over the coming days across Southwest Florida, given a 50% chance that this becomes Hermine here by the time we make it towards probably Monday. But whether or not this develops, we're looking for rain to be the main threat here for us across Southwest Florida. How much rain? Most of the models are showing anywhere between 3 to 5 inches will be possible, especially south of the I-4 corridor. So other than that, not looking for a whole huge amount of threats here for us across Southwest Florida. Much of the models still uncertain as to where this would go, but still something that we'll have to watch. And of course, we've seen the rains thus far today. I'm tracking more rain for your Sunday and into the work week. Looks like rain chances will be on the higher side. We'll detail that part of the forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Tony. And investigators need your help tonight finding the owner of a dog that was slowly strangled over a period of several months. We want to warn you, the images in this story are disturbing. 4 in your corner's Mike Mason has this story you'll only see on Fox 4.
This black lab mix looks peaceful in this photo, but the dog isn't sleeping, it's dead. Euthanized after investigators found a rope twisted tightly around its neck. It was there for so long the dog's skin had grown back around it, embedding the rope deep into the dog's flesh.
Oh no, for my dog's my life. I love my dog. I love the dogs.
Rosa Ramos found the dog Wednesday in her backyard. She feeds stray cats in the area and says the food is what attracted the lab to her house.
It's very skinny. It's no food. It's no water. I call the shelter for the dog. You know, it's no good.
After calling Lee County Animal Services, Rosa also noticed the rope and a pungent smell coming from the dog's wound.
And it smelled really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Investigators responded and found the lab nearby. They used a control pole to put the dog in a crate. The dog was so fearful it wouldn't stop biting the pole. One investigator reported, "I was able to view the spine, ribs, and hip bones due to no palpable fat." The news upsetting neighbors, but none of them recognizing the dog. However, one telling us strays are common in this area.
There's one that has 3 legs. He hops around on that side over there.
Rosa now hoping this dog's owner is found and held accountable. She says no person or animal should ever be treated like this.
What would you say to the owner of the dog?
I don't know, sir. I'm not talking to no more. Thank you.
Mike Mason, Fox 4, in your corner.
Well, absolutely heartbreaking. This dog was not microchipped. If investigators do find the owner, they could be issued a civil citation for animal cruelty, which includes a mandatory court appearance and a $500 fine. A brand new look is coming to downtown Naples. County commissioners approving the first proposed high-rise. The 9-story building, known as Trio, will have 12 extended stay hotel rooms and 24 residential condos. They'll sit above shops and restaurants, and the tower will be built at the corner of US 41 and Davis Boulevard in the Gateway Triangle. A Lee County woman worrying about her safety tonight, saying workers left a tangled mess of wires behind her home after a transformer blew. The woman says the incident happened about a month ago. To only have part of the problem fixed. She's contacted FPL and Comcast only to get the runaround. Workers have placed caution tape around the mess in the meantime. She hopes the problem gets taken care of before someone gets hurt.
I would just like to know that no one's in any danger, and aesthetically, let's either lift it or bury it.
And a Comcast worker was actually in the neighborhood at a neighbor's house at the time. She says she took note of the issue. We reached out to Comcast and they say it may take a few days to fix the line, but we have yet to hear exactly when that work will be done. And a Mississippi man is behind bars after detectives say he stabbed 2 nuns to death. The nuns treated needy people as nurse practitioners, and they were found dead in their home after they didn't show up for work. Polo Sandoval has this story.
Margaret and I have worked together for many years. We just see patients and do what needs to be done. This is one of the poorest counties in all of Mississippi. It rivals the bottom place in all sorts of statistics.
Margaret Held and Paula Merrill, Catholic nuns and nurse practitioners, were found stabbed to death in their rural Mississippi home on Thursday. Police say there was evidence of a break-in. A car that belonged to one of the victims was found on an abandoned road less than a mile from their home. This morning, 46-year-old Rodney Earl Sanders is under arrest, facing 2 counts of capital murder. Police say he was identified early in the investigation as a person of interest. After what they call an exhaustive interview, he was charged. Authorities have not revealed a motive in the killings or discussed any possible relationship between Sanders and the nuns, but they do say, quote, "This heinous crime has been solved."
It's sad that people come to this, whatever motivates them. I mean, you know, my aunt and sister Margaret, they live their lives to try to make the world better for the people who have nothing.
Those in the community who knew the 2 nuns described them as outgoing and compassionate, always willing to lend a helping hand.
Everybody was the same in their eyes. You know, all you have to do is go to them, ask them for help, and they help you any way that they can. That's why, you know, it really painted the community.
And a service has been scheduled to honor the 2 nuns. A Florida college student accused of randomly killing a couple and biting the dead husband's face has regained consciousness tonight. Investigators say Austin Haroof almost cut off his thumb during the attack and suffered bruising and other injuries while being subdued. The sheriff's office believes he may have ingested chemicals in the couple's garage. His father says his son's liver was malfunctioning. Now police say once he's released from the hospital, he will be charged with murder. A young girl in Highlands County says her substitute teacher choked her. Her mother says that she noticed bruises behind her daughter's ear, and that's when the little girl confessed it was her male substitute. The girl's mother called police, who are now looking into her statement. Her parents say their daughter is now afraid of male teachers and missed a day of school because of this incident.
I'm supposed to trust these people that she goes to school with, and it's like you can't even trust them.
The deputy superintendent of the school district says the substitute has been banned from any school in Highlands County pending the result of the investigation. The pastor who said the Pulse nightclub victims got what they deserved turned himself in after being accused of child molestation. The allegations against the Georgia preacher Ken Adkins came from a former member of his congregation, a young male. Investigators say the molestation allegedly happened in 2010, multiple times at the victim's residence. Adkins' attorney and his wife say he's innocent and these allegations are false. A high-speed chase caught on camera. A 41-year-old Wisconsin woman zooming by police in a construction zone. She was driving erratically, slamming on the brakes, swerving and speeding up. Police eventually caught up with her at her home, where she threatened to kill them. She did manage to get a couple punches in on an officer before being arrested. A bizarre incident at a Nebraska airport. What started as a security scare ended up with a man in the hospital facing felony charges. The man jumped an airport fence, stole a truck, and then crashed it into a plane that had people on board. Mary Maloney has the details about this and other airport security breaches.
Police identified this man at the Omaha International Airport screaming on a stretcher as Delario Kuntz.
A gentleman acting in a bizarre manner, screaming, flailing his arms.
Police say Kuntz initially screamed that people were trying to kill him. When officers tried to approach, he ran away. Airport police say Kuntz took off his pants, hopped a barbed wire fence, and landed on one of the most secure parts of the airport, the airfield.
He was going through what would appear to be a psychotic episode.
Police say Kuntz ran across several ramps, found an airline pickup truck with keys inside, and crashed into a Southwest Airlines plane as passengers boarded.
Never in my life would I thought, pull up to the Omaha gate and I looked over and there's just this white truck ram into the Southwest plane.
Kuntz was hospitalized. Police say he tested positive for meth. But incidents like these have become more common. According to the Government Accountability Office, from 2009 to 2015, there were around 2,500 security breaches a year, some involving the airport perimeter and airport access points. One such instance happened in 2014. A 15-year-old boy climbed a perimeter fence in California and hid in the wheel well of a plane flying to Hawaii. And in 2013, police say Robert Bump jumped a fence and onto the runway at the International Airport in Phoenix. For this incident, Omaha airport officials say security will be reviewed. But police say at no point during this roughly 8-minute ordeal were people in serious danger.
The perimeter fence is just that. That's a deterrent. It's not an end-all, stop-all from somebody that wants to get onto the airport.
Mary Maloney, Fox 4 in your corner.
NBA star Dwayne Wade mourning the loss of his cousin tonight. Police say she was walking down the street when two men approached another man and opened fire. Wade's cousin was caught in the crossfire, bullets striking her head and her arm. Investigators say she was an innocent bystander and not the intended target. The mother of 4 was pronounced dead at the scene. Italy held a national day of mourning for the victims of Wednesday's earthquake. Political leaders gathered to share tears with the families of the victims. The disaster killed at least 290 people. Thousands of survivors now living in camps, their homes flattened and their towns unrecognizable. And coming up next on Fox 4 News at 10, you better pucker up. An unusual wedding that sounds more like a scene from a fairy tale. Plus, SOS, an incredible rescue saving the lives of stranded boaters. But first, a bizarre threat that has police officers confused. The strange items they say vandals left outside their department. That's next on Fox 4 News at 10. Tony?
Tracking a more active weather pattern courtesy of Invest 99L. I'll have the full details to your forecast coming up.